What is it that drives them? Probably, in my own understanding only, um, I would most likely think that it's a political reason, because of all the everything that happens in the Middle East. Some Muslims just think that the answer to the wars in here and there are by the extremist practices. Again, that is solely political agenda. But again, painting that as Islamic, which means that the religion teaches this, is totally wrong. Of course, you have the right to disagree with what I say, as I have the right to disagree with what some of you may say. But this is my opinion, my true, honest opinion, and my true, honest understanding of what's going on in the world. It's really the media is really portraying Muslims quite unfairly, because it just paints Muslims did this and Muslims did that. It really, in my opinion, and I'm sure some of the panelists will add to this, because my expertise is in the area of religion. This, to me, looks political, and I'm not an expert in politics and neither in Homeland Security at all. So I'm sorry, I can't answer all of the aspects of this question.
May I just say, as a Muslim, I was totally baffled when you said the sixth pillar of Islam. I was like, what is he talking about? So honestly, as a practicing Muslim, I do not think that that is something that is even like, honestly, this is the first time I've heard that even mentioned, that this extremism would be referred to as the sixth pillar of Islam.
Well, if you look at the books of Islam, there is 5 pillars. This is what we were taught. Some books that appear in some libraries or some doesn't necessarily mean that this is what Islam is about. Some people may portray it that way, but this is not the case.
But also in the numbers that you cited and the Peter King hearings, I'd just like to say a few words about that. The Peter King hearings, the notion that extremism is being nurtured in mosques across America. So in my life, I've been an active member of, say, 10 mosques. So you're telling me that 6 or 7 of those mosques, there was active extremism being preached or people being recruited to do this. That is not the case. This is a real life person sitting in front of you telling you that this is not the case. I have never been a part of a mosque or even known of a mosque where this is happening. So what's happening is a witch hunt. And stuff is being cited, and I don't know where it's coming from. And to counter that, a study that was actually funded by the State Department found that the way to get people, that the Muslim community is one active in rooting out extremism. As you heard on the PBS NewsHour clip, the sheriff from Los Angeles County talking about how Muslims are actively involved in this effort. And the way to do that, furthermore, the study says, and I wish I forgot my notes at home. I was taking all the baby stuff out of the diaper bag, and sorry. And so anyways, but I wanted to have it with me because I knew this would come up and actually cite for you. But they said that the way to really, for us as a community, as a society in America, to encourage, to root out this extremism that's happening amongst people who call themselves Muslims, is to actually nourish a Muslim community, to have them to support their, Islamic centers, because the true knowledge of Islam is what is helping in combating this, this message that these people are getting from somewhere. And obviously these people that are doing this extreme stuff is because they are disenfranchised for some reason. This is not the common Muslim that you meet. This is a Muslim that, and the number they said actually was something like 14. And this study was done by North Carolina, University of North Carolina, like I said, it was funded by the State Department. So the fact that we even wasted our taxpayer dollars on the Peter King hearings, to me, is just unfounded and ridiculous.
That you talked about the
If
Could I-
there is anyone, okay, okay.
Okay, hi. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here. I'm glad you're a part of the Southwestern Michigan community. As someone who's not a member of the dominant religious group, I had my share of some challenges. And I've come to care about and love this community and want to be a part of making it more inclusive. So what I'd like to hear from you is look at this room tonight. I was so excited. I couldn't believe that this many people came. I thought, this is Holland. Holland is changing. People want to know about one another. But we have friends. We've been warped by the media. This country's always had a scapegoat. Some of my African American friends tell me about the times when it was their turn. So now it seems like it's your turn. What can we do? How can we go back to our churches, our neighborhoods, our friends, our family members? What can we share with them so that you feel truly included, truly valued, not afraid to say who you are? What can we do so that you feel that you are truly a vibrant, necessary part of our community?
Thank you. Try to be short. It's not easy to be short. It really isn't, because you cannot possibly explain or answer or give a good answer to any of the questions if you want to be short, but you have to because of the time. I think the best thing is to answer your question, is continue to do what we do right now, to get to know one another, to get to know each other. Please visit our mosques, invite us to your churches. I've been to a Wayland church just about a week ago. We need to continue to communicate. This is the only, and it takes time to get to know each other. It doesn't happen overnight. To earn a trust takes a lot of time. To lose it takes only a moment. Unfortunately, this is the human nature. And it's not an easy way. It's not an easy road, but that is the right way. It's not easy, but it's right. It just takes time. The Muslim community, I think, in West Michigan, in these numbers, have been here for the last just a decade or two. And yes, it is very different from demographically from, when in the early 80s, for example, or the 70s. Now it's very diverse, and a lot more Muslims live in West Michigan nowadays than 20 years ago. So it just takes time. And we need to have the willpower to overcome this barrier of trust. We need to build the trust. And again, it takes time. This is all I have to say.
I think to add to what the Imam said, for me personally, this is the philosophy I live by every day. Just remember, everyone you meet is a human. If you meet them on a bad day, it doesn't make them a bad Muslim. They're just going through a bad day, or they're probably bad people. It doesn't make the whole community bad. So just remember, those are people too. They might just not want to talk to you, and you will find another Muslim who is willing to talk to you. So don't judge the whole community by the action of one person. That's the message I'm trying to get through.